Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Bitcoin dominance has slightly ticked up, and a very popular analyst is now saying that XRP will lead the altcoin recovery along with a couple other coins. While I can appreciate positive sentiment regarding XRP, I'm not sold on the analysis, and I'd like to share my opinion and would be curious to know if you listening out there think that I'm making sense or if I'm missing the mark. But certainly, as altcoins ultimately pop up, assuming history is to repeat, we'll see that's when alt season occurs. Dominance for Bitcoin tanks doesn't even necessarily mean that Bitcoin's performing horrendously. It just means a lot of the time altcoins, just as a class, are shooting on to the upside, taking up a greater percentage of total market cap. And so there seems to be an expectation that from this particular analyst that XRP would be one of the coins leading the way. And mind you, this analyst, he actually does not like XRP. Nothing against the guy. I actually like the guy. I think he has a bad take on XRP for a number of reasons, and it's just from a fundamental perspective. Actually, I'd say more so ideological than even just fundamental perspective. Which is, if people are going to disagree on that front, that's fine. I don't mind if it's someone like him who's respectful about it and being an adult. That's perfectly fine. But I got a little bone to pick with the analysis, let's say. Also, I got something from attorney Jeremy Hogan having to do with expectations regarding settlement for the SEC versus Ripple case, what the timeline might look like and such. And then there was also this headline from You Today. Ripple seeks to collaborate with Congress on smart cryptocurrency regulation. So I got a few different topics to discuss in this latest Moon Lambo hot jam. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I'm not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. At the time I'm recording this, XRP is sitting at 77 cents, still number 6 in terms of market cap, Bitcoin at $43,821. The market cap for the asset class, $1.94 trillion, and Bitcoin dominance, it's up to 42.7%. If you want to see what that chart looks like, it might be small on your screen, but this is all I pulled up for the video anyway. So this is 30 days. Right here you can see with the most recent price action for the asset class to the upside, Bitcoin dominance has been really pulling there, obviously. And then you can see, if you just want to visualize what this looks like over the last few days, markets, there's a big pop, and it's mostly traded sideways since then, but doesn't look too shabby. You can see on the right here is the weekly for the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap. Here's the Crypto Fear and Greed Index at 52 out of 100, indicating that those poor, lovable, cuddly little retail speculator lemmings out there, they're not in fear, which is good. I don't take pleasure when they're fearful. But they do it to themselves, folks. So here we are. They're feeling neutral at 52 out of 100. And if you look just last week, they were in extreme fear 1 week ago at 25 out of 100. Just imagine living your life like this, flying by the seat of your pants, whatever direction the market's going in the moment. You're feeling things. I can't imagine living like that. It's a known quantity that the asset class is extremely volatile. Why allow your emotions to control you in any capacity? If you're going to be in this space, why not just accept the fact that, oh yeah, it's going to go way up and it's going to go way down, and then not feel stuff? See, emotions are stupid, so I just don't have them. That's just my stance on things. So take a look at this headline from the Daily Huddle. Ethereum, Binance Coin, XRP, and one Ethereum competitor will lead altcoin recovery, according to analyst Nicholas Burton. So this is the guy that I was speaking about at the outset. And I haven't followed him since I first jumped into crypto, either the end of November 2017 or maybe I came across him early December 2017. And he just comes across as a real nice guy. I appreciate his analysis and all sorts of stuff. And there's a reason that he has the following that he has. He has over 500,000 YouTube subscribers at this point, and so good for him. Which is why I said again, I don't mind if people feel differently than me about XRP or any crypto. I'm not tribal like that. I don't care. I'm here to make money. So it just frankly doesn't bother me like that. It only bothers me if people are being intentionally rude to people that hold different coins and have different perspectives about cryptocurrencies than what they hold, because that is so stupid. I can't stand that behavior. He's not one of those people, though. And so most of what he was talking about, it had to do with technical analysis. That's primarily what his channel is about. It's technical analysis. And he talks about, big picture for crypto time to time, and that's all well and good too. But when it comes to XRP, I think he really missed the mark. And why am I saying that? Well, he wasn't even engaging in technical analysis. He was engaging in I guess what he would call macro elements, and not having to do with technical analysis. Fundamentals of what's occurring in the geopolitics and such. And so take a look at this. This is a quote from him in a recent video. He said, and again, mind you, he's saying something that he perceives as positive for XRP, even though he doesn't like XRP. So I can appreciate that. I just think he's severely missing the mark. And he said the following: XRP, all the while a controversial play in the crypto space, I do want to go ahead and emphasize here, with the current geopolitical issues going on right now, XRP, and therefore Ripple's technology, might have a place in the market with all the censorship going on around the SWIFT payment network in regards to the Russia-Ukraine crisis that's currently unraveling. We've seen the bulls are starting to buy XRP against Bitcoin at higher prices. Even during this period of fear in the market, if we're entering into a bear market, why are people paying higher premiums for altcoins against Bitcoin? It just generally doesn't make sense. I think this is a slight sign of confidence. So look, the part that I won't tear to shreds here, when he's talking about the actual real-world price action regarding XRP against Bitcoin, okay, that part's fine. The part that I take issue with is when he's saying XRP will perform well because of what's happening with Russia and Ukraine. He could not be more wrong on that. And I've been saying that for close to a week at this point in various videos. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to really tie everything in a nice little bow in the next video that I put out. I came across an analysis that this guy is actually an attorney, very well known within the crypto space, and he's been saying a lot of the stuff that I happen to have been saying lately. But man, the way that he articulated everything, put it concisely in one spot, I think that everybody listening to this channel will find it highly useful and informational. There's a lot to learn. And so it needs to have its own separate video to fully put this whole concept to rest. But no, it absolutely is not the case that XRP is helping anything having to do with Russia-Ukraine, no matter what you're thinking about it. And it's also not the case that XRP's performance in the market has anything to do with that. So I just think he's missing the mark there. I just respectfully disagree. It is what it is. And then there was this from the Daily Hodl. I don't really want to read the article, but I had a point I wanted to make on this. But here's the headline. Top trader turns hesitant on altcoins, opts for Bitcoin as March set to become month of variables. And so look, the Daily Hodl article notes that a popular chart analyst is not bullish on altcoins. Look, if you're a trader, if you're looking at the short term, maybe this is reasonable and maybe it's not. It comes down to the perspective, what do you think is most probable to occur? Okay, fine. See, however, though, most traders lose money, and it doesn't make sense for the vast majority of humans to even think in such terms. The truth is that the typical retail speculator is better off holding rather than getting in and out of positions, trying to time markets, think it's short term. Short term thinkers do not prevail. That's almost 100%. It's true almost 100% of the time. All right. Now, given that's the case, do you think it's more likely that altcoins outperform Bitcoin over the medium to long term? Look, I sure think that's what's most probable. The people that will make life-changing money during the remainder of this market cycle will be those in altcoins. I firmly believe that. The people that make life-changing money for the remainder of this market cycle will be those in altcoins. And I think XRP is one of those coins that can provide that life-changing wealth for some people if they hold such amount of time and if they have a sufficient amount invested. I think that the potential is still there. For Bitcoin, with how far it's run up this market cycle, no. Now, I won't even say that Bitcoin couldn't offer life-changing wealth, but that's assuming that it's going to have truly long-term viability, which it very well may, and that may take a decade or 2 or 3. But with the altcoins, I'm talking about the remainder. How long is this market cycle going to end? Is it going to take? How long is it going to go? Another quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 1 full year? What's it going to be? Most people don't see it going past this year, right? Currently, I'm not following any analysts that think it's going past this year. Not that I can recall off the top of my head, anyway. So, does it make sense to be worrying and thinking of these terms? Nothing against the individual that they're talking about within the article. That's not my point. If you're a trader, then you want to do all that, and fine, you do you. It's just you're probably losing money if you're a trader. I'm just saying, medium to long term, my gosh, there's so much opportunity here. And XRP, there's still an opportunity when alt season occurs for it to just blast off and melt faces just like it did at the tail end of 2017 into the very beginning part of 2018. It happens real quick when it happens, folks. And then there was this from chart analyst Credible Crypto. He wrote, the last segment of our corrective structure that preceded the third impulse wave from $10,000 to $60,000 plus was a triangle. Would be nice to see something similar here if our bottom is in. Remember, a longer base typically leads to a stronger impulse. Pullbacks on Bitcoin to $38,000 to $42,000 are healthy. And so that's the latest from Credible Crypto on this. If these pullbacks happen, again, this is normal. It doesn't make sense to emotionally respond. It's healthy and fine. So don't know for sure if the bottom's in here. But again, his expectation is that there's going to be a final wave ultimately that's going to lead us up to, for Bitcoin, he does believe over $100,000 before this market cycle completes. So he does think that a bubble's going to inflate and then pop with Bitcoin up to those levels. And for XRP, he's still anticipating at least $10, but more likely, in his opinion, $20 to $30 for XRP this market cycle, which is why, again, I keep saying, if you look at the prices where Bitcoin's at now versus XRP, where's the real opportunity? Well, I'll take the altcoins, friends. Like, I hold Bitcoin, but I'm expecting the biggest gains out of the coins that I hold to come from my altcoins, and XRP just happens to be my largest holding. Now, there was this from attorney Jeremy Hogan. Yes, a 1-hour settlement discussion happened a couple of months ago. It didn't settle, which means that the next most likely settlement time would be at mediation, which will be hosted by the one and only Judge Netburn, who has seen all the documents in camera. So that means in person. All the documents relevant to the case, the judge has seen. And that's the individual, the judge, who would be overseeing this mediation here, which is interesting, right? Because might those documents kind of sway the parties involved, the SEC and Ripple? Might she try to be a little bit influential in one way or another in the way that she nudges? Be curious to know exactly what's going through her mind on this. But there's going to be another opportunity for this to all get squashed. And so XRP Crypto, if XRP community member here, wrote to Jeremy Hogan the following. Since Judge Netburn has seen all the Ethereum and XRP documents, then could she highly recommend the SEC to settle with Ripple? And Jeremy Hogan responded and wrote the following. That's why I mentioned it. She knows exactly what are in the emails, etc. And if I am correct in that the SEC is the problem child here, that could make a big difference. A good mediator can really work miracles sometimes. And so, folks, what he's referencing here, obviously, is all these internal documents, and Ripple doesn't have their hands on the vast majority of what we think they should have their hands on, having to do with internal communications, which I think we'd argue highly relevant to the case. But everything between emails having to do with, God, I'll tell you, one of the things I'd be most curious about is that June 13th, 2018 analysis. It's a legal analysis of XRP, the day before the Ethereum free pass speech from Billy Boy Hinman. Whew, the judge knows this already, so be curious. And then somebody else wrote to Jeremy Hogan and said, so a settlement could come around April to May, and a summary judgment around September. Is that correct? And Jeremy Hogan said, yes, perfect summation. So if you're expecting settlement, and I'm guessing for fun guessing, just a little speculation, that's more probable than full adjudication, then if that's going to happen, it's most likely to happen in April and May. So perhaps as soon as next month, but not likely this month of March. And then there was also, where's I going next? I think it was this one. Yeah, here we go. Ripple seeks to collaborate with Congress on smart cryptocurrency regulation. Ripple's head of public policy, Susan Friedman, states that many entities in the crypto space, including Ripple, seek to work proactively with Congress and regulators on smart regulation for a digital asset space that both fosters innovation and protects consumers. And here's what they highlight. I don't really want to read the whole article. I just wanted to point out what this individual said. So here it is. This is Susan Friedman here, head of public policy at Ripple, who shared a tweet from Senator Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren wrote, cryptocurrencies risk undermining sanctions against Russia, allowing Putin and his cronies to evade economic pain. U.S. financial regulators need to take this threat seriously and increase their scrutiny of digital assets. Folks, Elizabeth doesn't know what in the ever-loving hell she is talking about. She could not... It's so dangerous having people stating such things that have such far-reaching impact in position of power. She doesn't know what the hell she's talking about, folks. And that's why that's part of the reason I want to highlight this at the end of the video, because my very next video, I'm going to tear this to shreds using just pure facts and logic. That's it. That's all we got to do. And I've got this particular analysis, which from a well-known attorney within the community, the crypto community at large, who has been saying a lot of stuff that's in line with what I'm saying. He's also got some additional perspective and facts that you're going to find fascinating. And so anyway, Susan retweeted that from Elizabeth Warren and wrote, while we understand the concern expressed by Senator Warren, Russia actually faces some pretty big obstacles in using crypto to bypass sanctions. Many folks within crypto, Ripple included, are looking to work proactively with Congress and regulators on smart regulation for the digital asset space that both fosters innovation and protects consumers. This isn't the Wild West. Golf clap for Susan, everybody. Hell yeah, absolutely. It could not be more correct. Absolutely hitting the nail on the head. So I'm looking forward to putting that next video together. That's going to be a very fun time. Also it's going to have comments from Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse exactly on the topic. So I'm actually going to start with what Brad Garlinghouse was saying recently, and then follow up with that full breakdown of exactly why people like Senator Elizabeth Warren are wrong, and saying stuff like this is harming a fledgling industry. That's what she's doing. That's not right. That can't stand. We got to push back against this nonsense, folks. I'll wrap up there, though. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say are right. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.